So imagine a prime Dustin Pedroia and a prime Xander Bogaerts for 8 or 10 years together, if they were to play together at the same time when they were in their primes, or a prime Trey Turner and Corey Seager, second base, shortstop combo in their primes, or prime again, or right now, Anthony Volpe and Oswald Peraza playing together. If the Yankees ever gave them a chance to play together consistently for more than a short period of time, because the Yankees have the potential of this dynamic duo in the making here, if they are able to do this right. And again, talking to Michael Kay on his show the other day mentioned that the Yankees are pretty much giving Volpe a green light to try to win the shortstop job, or win a starting position in spring training. And again, now, I don't know whether he's going to try to win the shortstop job or whether they're going to use that as a way to trade Oswald Peraza. And personally, I'm only trading Oswald Peraza for a small handful of people. Corbin Burns, somebody of that level, right? I don't even have him in a trade for Brian Reynolds. So, because the fact is he's elite with the glove and with the arm, okay, at shortstop. And that's not something you want to mess with. And again, he's got 6 years of control. So does Volpe, and Volpe hasn't even started team control yet, so because he hasn't been up to the majors. So, but Volpe also profiles more like a Dustin Pedroia, and we'll get into that. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to Derek, and a special thank you to Derek from NYY Recaps because he called something out, okay, on his channel, and it's justified in my opinion. He called out there's been some channels out there that are peddling a lot of clickbaity false information, and they're also dragging other channels unfairly, in my opinion, into this lie, and it can create problems all across the board for a lot of people, and it's not fair to that channel being dragged in or the rest of us who are trying to do it the right way. All right, trying to give you accurate information. Now, that type of stuff, the clickbaity, this lying, these very misleading titles are they might get them a bunch of views in the beginning, but it's a dangerous game to be playing long term. So but that's on them. That's their choice, okay? And I'm not name calling people. This stuff just happened. So I thank you, Derek, for doing that, for calling it out. And I appreciate that. And again, you're absolutely right. And again, there's no need for this is a form of propaganda. Okay, these types of things. And again, it's similar to political garbage, right? Which I do not like on our channel either. And we know that. We talk about the live streams. We get that political stuff out of here. And but it's a form of propaganda to elicit reaction from people, to elicit views and get people riled up and stuff like that. And then what happens when you find out it's not true, that's where it can be harmful. And again, we try to put out accurate information, okay? We may not all agree on the delivery of the product, but that's okay. We're all a bunch of channels who love our team. We're trying to get you good information, and we all appreciate your support, especially me. So I thank you for that. But thank you, Derek, for calling it out, because it's true. And it's not fair to the other channels who get dragged into this stuff. So, and again, there's no need to personal attack garbage and all this other stuff. It's no point. Channels may be competitors or whatnot, but that's why I tell people to chill, come on and badmouth other people on channels and blah blah blah. I'm sure people badmouth every channel on other channels as well. So it just comes with the territory. But again, we're all here to give you good baseball information. So again, thank you for doing that, man. Now, I also agree with Derek because him and I have talked about Anthony Volpe, and he too agrees that, or believes that, he profiles more as a kind of a Dustin Pedroia type. And he's got those intangibles. Dude is a gamer. He's a straight-up gamer, but he has speed. He's feisty, just like Oswald Peraza's got speed, okay? But Volpe, has the makings of something special. It does remind me of a kind of a Derek Jeter-esque / Dustin Pedroia. He's got these leadership qualities, a fiery ball player. He's already working hard to, he's like, I'm not taking any breaks. If I get a chance to win this position, I'm going to do it, man. And dude, that's the type of guy, that teams love, that fans love. And again, we've seen his ability to hit for contact, to hit for power, to speed, run. He had 50 stolen bags last year, 50. Okay, that's impressive. But he also has the ability to be a clutch hitter, to get some big hits, game-winning hits. Pedroia had the same thing. And if we had the ability to have Volpe at second and Peraza at short for a long period of time, and that could be special. Not only for you have cheap, controllable players, I get that part, but to have guys that could be upgrades over a lot of major league players and giving a chance to some of our young kids, just like Houston's doing, and Jeremy Pena and the other team, Atlanta's doing, a lot of their young kids turning into building blocks. We can have the same thing here. Okay, and I understand that, most likely, Gleyber Torres is there for second now. We also have DJ LeMay who can play second or be a super utility, which is my preferred would be the super utility for the infield, and then Oswaldo Cabrera if he doesn't win the left field starting job, and that's a whole nother story, to be a super utility infielder now, if he can kind of be our Ben Zobrist, okay, because he also has that fire and that energy, and again, there's only a small handful of guys, not even a handful of guys I would trade him for too, okay, but we have the talent here, we have the personnel, we just don't have enough positions for them, so now it becomes their job to be creative, and we don't know what they're going to do at the left field position yet. The trade market is very quiet right now. The free agent market is pretty much gone in terms of guys that represent upgrades. So, there is a chance they might go with Hicks. Okay? Now, do I think they're trying to work on stuff? Yeah, but I think finding the ingredients and again, this is Cashman likes to lowball. Other people like to come in super high. The compromise point is where they have to figure out where to meet. So, and again, Cashman hates overpaying for players in trades. He hates giving prospect hugs. We know this. Okay? So, but to get a guy like a Brian Reynolds or somebody like that, you're going to have to give up. It's going to have to hurt. You're going to have to feel it. And we've talked about this too, ad nauseum. So, but they have enough personnel to withstand giving up good prospects. And we also have a pipeline. This is the first time in a long time that our farm has been this deep, particularly in position players. So we have a lot of guys we can withstand trades. Okay? But if there's a chance to get Volpe there, and which also increases the chance of a potential Gleyber Torres trade. And I know some people like, why trade Torres? He's coming off a good year. He's got 2 years of control. Well, that's one reason why you trade him when their value's high, particularly when you have guys, and like Volpe has intangibles that Gleyber Torres does not. So if I'm going to give Volpe a shot, if he wins a job, I'm plugging him at second, okay? Which also gives protection to guys like DJ LeMahieu in case he's not 100% healthy. So there's a lot of, upside to what they can do here. And then you have your veterans there. You have your Rizzo at the corner. You got Judge back, and again, you have a lot of expensive free agents too. You brought in Carlos Rodon on a 6-year, $162 million deal, but you offset them or you balance them out with some of these young, controllable players, particularly ones that have ridiculously high upside. And again, we haven't had this many guys ranked that high. Volpe was ranked the number one prospect. I think it's Baseball America, the number one prospect in baseball. We haven't had a guy, I think, when's the last time we had a number one? Maybe Brian Taylor. And that fizzled out, unfortunately. So it was a pitching prospect. He was like the Randy Johnson of the 80s. Coming into the Yankee system, and then he got hurt defending his brother. I think it was in a bar fight or a club fight or something, and he tore his shoulder, his labrum, and then that was it. It was all over. So, unfortunately, but we have depth now and prospects, and we have the ability to do this. So, and I think the best duo we can probably put together is Volpe and Oswald Peraza. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoy this type of stuff enough to join on live streams and subscribe to the channel and talk about this, because we talk about this on a regular basis. So, and we'll go live tomorrow. We'll talk about it Friday night rather than Saturday night. Just for those of you who haven't heard, we're doing Friday night to be respectful of people who want to celebrate New Year's. So that's why we're not doing it Saturday night. So, but we'll keep it relatively short and sweet because it's New Year's Eve. So, but there's some stuff to talk about. I mean, there's so many different names being thrown out there and so many different scenarios being thrown out there that it's talk worthy, it's discussion worthy, and again, it gets people fired up. But we want to make sure that we're sharing good information with each other too, which is why it's imperative for people to put out accurate info. Okay, and which is why you'll get that from here. You'll get that from a lot of other channels as well, and that's how we pride ourselves. We want to make sure we do it right. Because all the channels that are hustling and working hard, they love the Yankees. They love their team. Okay? They have their own styles, which is totally fine. But at the end of the day, they all love their team. So, and we're going to keep it coming. So, but let me know what you think of this combo. I mean, can you see it happening? I can see it happening, but it's going to require, I think, a trade of Torres and, a DJ being able to back up Rizzo at first, being able to play third, being able to back up, and that's the super utility role. And then you have a guy like Oswaldo Cabrera who can play. And like I said, if he doesn't win the left field position, and again, at the end of the day, if he does, he does. He's another guy that needs regular playing time. He got the most last year, and he still has some development to go. But if we're going to play these guys, let's play them for a longer stretch and see if they're the real deal. And again, if they're the real deal, like I said the other day, it might be wise to get these guys under contract for a bunch of years and an affordable, contract like the Braves are doing. But give them a shot to play a full season. We'll see what they have. We'll see if they represent what the Yankees actually need. But what are your thoughts on that, too? Would you extend certain guys? I mean, again, I think it'd be a good idea. And I know some folks feel like the team's robbing the player. Not necessarily. I mean, if the guy can make a few million through arbitration, they're going to be happy to do that. One way or another, these kids are going to get paid if they're good. So, at the end of the day, I know some scenarios come across, like Ronald Acuna could probably get a $200 million deal now, but he signed it early, bought out a bunch of years. That's just their decision to do it. And again, it's really hard to turn down $100 million when you're 20 years old. So, like Juan DeFranco, another one. It's really hard to turn down that money when you're 20. So, but that's Major League Baseball. These guys get paid. They're great players. Let's talk about it.